Blessed to be a part of your day. Kevin Miller in the morning from Compass Public Charter School here in Meridian, Idaho. Phone number is 580-5436, 580-KIDO. KIDO Talk Radio, your chance to win up to $5,000 on KIDO Talk Radio. Win Kevin Miller's money. Our code word for the 8 a.m. hour is friends. That is friends. Make sure you listen at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. to Kevin Miller, and then at 3 p.m. for Sean Hannity for the code words of the day. Did you know the more code words you get, the more your chances increase to win up to $5,000? Here we are once again promoting our schools, securing our future, thanks to our friends at CapEd Credit Union and Team Mazda Subaru, joined once again by Todd Christensen of CapEd Credit Union. Todd, good to have you back.
Always good to be here.
Always like the celebrity co-host angle that we're reviving here. And joining us now is Arlie Bledsoe, student here at Compass, and you're a senior. Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
Well, tell us a little bit about your senior year. It's just getting started. Any plans for the future? I'm sure people haven't asked you that before.
Yeah, my senior year is going pretty well. I'm just finishing up all my classes, and it's kind of weird that I'll be gone in a year. And I definitely want to go to probably an Ivy League. I'm looking into a lot of schools, though. And something exciting that's coming up for me is that I'm going to apply to be a page at the Idaho Capitol. So
that is very exciting. Do you want to jump in? You've got a little history with that.
I'll jump in with that. I served as a page in the 1990 legislative session, actually in the Legislative Service Center. So it's an incredible opportunity to go down there and see how the state legislature works. So it's an incredible opportunity.
Now, why would you like to do that? What's your interest?
Well, I want to be a diplomat, so I just really like politics and also traveling, so that kind of goes together with diplomat. And I interned with a representative last year, and I've always kind of been interested in the PAGE program. I used to be in the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council, so it kind of just goes with my interests.
Boy, Todd?
Future Secretary of State sitting here with us.
I was going to say, want to be a diplomat. Well, let me ask your skills. What do you make of the latest, the current political climate?
Well, I think that people need to have more understanding towards each other and realize that there are different viewpoints and that it's not always right or wrong. There can be different opinions on things, and people just need to understand that America is kind of defined by opposing viewpoints, and we're kind of a country of revolution. So I think that it would help everyone to be a little bit more understanding and try to have some empathy for each other before they speak.
I don't think you can say it any better than that. Well said, future diplomat.
So your goals, you're looking at the Ivy League. Can you give us a little thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I have thought a lot about like what kind of college I want to go to. And I think I want to go to Ivy League because I think that it's very important to go to a school where you can make good connections if you want to be in politics. And I would say for some jobs, maybe it's not so important to go to like a good school like that. And definitely all schools are good, but just like Ivy League level. So I just think that it's really important for my future career, and I'm sure that I'll be fine anywhere I go. But it is something that I've kind of always wanted to do all throughout high school.
Any particular Ivy League college that has your number one interest?
Yeah, I'm applying early action to Princeton, so yeah. And I also like Stanford, not Ivy League, but pretty much.
Well, and you know, politics, not that we know anything about that. There's Georgetown then.
Yeah, I am applying to Georgetown also. They have a separate application, so it's kind of scary, but.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like such an underachiever, Todd. And you're going to say you should be, Kevin Miller, but
I won't throw you under the bus here on live radio.
What has your experience at Compass? By the way, how long have you been attending Compass?
I came here during my sophomore year.
Okay.
I was doing online school during my freshman year because my family was traveling, but I did come to Compass on my sophomore year.
How has Compass prepared you for these very ambitious goals that not everybody can achieve?
Yeah, I really think that their internship program has helped me a lot because that's how I got an internship with a representative, an Idaho representative, and I also interned with the City of Meridian for their community liaison. So both of those things have kind of set me up for what I'm doing this year. And I definitely think that real-world experience is probably just as valuable as being in the classroom. So that has been really helpful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it intimidating at all to be around the old people?
No, I'm kind of around those people a lot, so.
Sure. Arlie, anything else you'd like to share with us today? I know you're very busy.
Yeah, well, I was going to talk a little bit about this club I just started here. So it's called Shine, and basically junior and senior girls mentor middle school girls. And I wanted to do this just to give the middle school girls some like life advice that I know would have helped me when I was in middle school, because middle school can be a really, really hard time. My middle school years weren't great, so I thought I would just like to make that a little bit easier for some people that are in middle school now. And also, there has been a big focus on suicide prevention at our school, and suicide is a big problem in Idaho. And I think that sometimes if you take a negative approach to that kind of thing, then it might make it worse. But if you take a positive approach, trying to build healthy relationships and like just a good life in general, it'll be like preventative for suicide. So it's not specifically about suicide prevention, the club. It's just like for everyone to make a good life, and then that would in turn be preventing suicide. So.
Sure, giving back. We thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great day and good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll be watching her on TV one day.
I'm sure we will. We will be.
All right, maybe bringing peace to the Middle East. If anybody can do it, Arlie can.
Arlie can.
All right. 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Our great friend Todd Christensen joining us. CapEd Credit Union. So we've been through the Spirit of Boise Balloon Classic. You know, for years, people love that. CapEd Credit Union brings that to the people every year. That's a big commitment because it's a free event. You have all these, and I'm saying this lovingly, crazy balloon people. I mean, getting up in a balloon and flying away and no, navigation stuff except what they know about the winds. You've got to work with the city. You've got to work with the media. My wife loves that event. Everybody who is in the Treasure Valley, been here for years, or natives or whatever, they love that event. Why is that so important? What does that have to do with CapEd?
Well, for us, we are about our community. We have a commitment to enhancing our community and promoting quality education. Those two things come together very well at the Spirit of Boise Balloon Classic. From the physics of the hot air ballooning, the Kids Day, and the inspiration and the inspiring moments to be able to see flight, possibly for the first time, to be able to go up in a balloon in the basket on a tethered ride. It once was shared with me that the two most photographed items are hot air balloons and kids, and when you put those together,
right,
it really identifies the strength of our community. It's a community-oriented event. It's a family-friendly event. It's where we all come together and in many regards celebrate the summer, the conclusion of the summer, and as we get ready to roll into the fall, into the next school year, all those elements all culminate together for us as CapEd, and we find it as a great pleasure, and it's our honor to be able to be a part of, to be able to be the presenting sponsor of the community event. You see so many kids down there, families down there, the night glow, it all just fits together.
It does. It's a very unique Treasure Valley event. The school year has started. With the growing people coming into the Treasure Valley, has that additional demands, has that strained CapEd at all? I
wouldn't say that it's strained. It continues to give us the vision to the future and the opportunities that are available throughout the greater Treasure Valley. We were talking off air of where is the growth going to occur. We're seeing what's happening in Middleton, in Star, in Kuna, even here within the West Ada School District and the West Ada, or the western portion of the West Ada. And those are positive things for our community, and the new businesses that are coming into town, the new medical school that opened up this year with its first cohort of students. So some amazing things that are taking place across our community.
Now, we heard about this over the summer, Boise State and CapEd partnering.
Yep. We take an opportunity to partner through the Passport to Education. We are the first business that stepped forward with the College of Innovation and Design and created a partnership that we call Passport to Education. It allows those individuals who are looking for affordable and accessible continuing education at a higher ed to be able to complete that online. We've been able to offer it to our members and be able to give them a discount on that service so that they can finish out their education. We have many great examples of individuals who have stepped forward. One that is very tender is a paraprofessional, has over 85 credits towards her degree, started some 30 years ago,
right.
Hasn't finished that, and the school district is looking to have her complete that so that she can be a certified staff member to be in the classroom. She was looking at a way to be able to do it on her schedule, not have to go down to the campus, and to be able to do it on a subscription basis. And all those pieces came together, and she's class or student number 1 into the Passport program. And over the next term or two, she'll be able to finish her degree and be able to advance her career and fulfill the personal satisfaction of receiving that degree.
Sure. CapEd Credit Union, Todd Christensen joining us, KIDO Talk Radio. And for people that, we take for granted that people have been with us for years, but as you said, 32 people moving into the Treasure Valley every day, a lot of new folks listening to us, maybe us finding us on 107.5 FM. Teacher grants, the Idaho CapEd Foundation, what's that about for people that aren't aware of it?
Us as a credit union as well as our foundation, the Idaho CapEd Foundation, is in its 10th year of offering teacher grants. We started out with a few per month, and now we are up to 8 $750 teacher grants per month. They are opportunities for any accredited school to be able to apply for up to $750 for their classroom. National data, and especially here in the state of Idaho, we know and understand that a teacher will take out of his or her personal pocket, between $500 and $1,000 on an annual basis to support their classroom. And the Idaho CapEd Foundation has looked at that and said, hey, let us help there. And we are offering, as I mentioned, the 8 $750 teacher grants. We just completed the first review process, and we'll be out sharing the great news with those teachers who have submitted on September 1st, but our next deadline is October 1st.
And not only do you have teacher grants, you have school grants,
Yep.
You have a lot of grants. That really is the history of CapEd, founded by educators. Not only for educators, but for, everyone.
For all those individuals who want to join us in our passion of supporting education, for those that may be listening for the first time and gaining an appreciation or an understanding of who we are as CapEd, we were founded in 1936 by 13 teachers through the Boise School District, as well as Boise Junior College, Boise Junior College. And today we're over 70,000, 75,000 plus members who have all come together to support education. We offer a variety of financial products and services, both for the individual as well as for the business, whether that's the consumer items as a checking account, savings account, car loans. We also do business financing and treasury management with businesses.
Well, you have the high yield checking, 2.5% APR. You got the Get 100 and Give 100. How does that work?
That Get 100, Give 100 is a program that we started this last April, and it's pretty cool to share some of the great successes of that. So you mentioned it's a high yield checking, so you receive a higher interest rate on your balances in your checking account after you meet monthly qualifications. But for us, we said, how do we really highlight who we are and make a difference? We often make the statement that it's more than banking, it's making a difference. So how do you utilize your dollars? So at account opening, you get to select the school and the program that you want to support, and after you've met the qualifications and it's pretty simple, 12 debit card swipes in a month, have e-statements, and have an electronic payment or a direct deposit done on a monthly basis. At that, then you receive $100 deposited into your account, and then we give that $100 to the local school that you've selected. And for over the last 5 months, it's around $25,000 that we've given to schools, and that also means that we've given $25,000 to our individual members. And so Get 100, Give 100. It's a benefit for both individuals.
Amazing. Anything else you'd like to share with us, sir?
Yeah, it's our opportunity and our pleasure to be here. We started our conversation of why do we support, promote our schools, secure our future. I think it's in its name, that we're here promoting the quality education in the state of Idaho and recognizing, as we've talked with Arlie. I think anybody that listens to that and understands the quality of individuals that are coming through our public and private parochial schools across the region, that our future is bright. Here's an individual that has dedicated her education, created a program, Shine, to be able to reach out to younger individuals looking to become a page in our state legislature. those are the things
following
that we want
in your footsteps.
Well, we want to really highlight the great things that are taking place, and so our future our future is secure as we promote the great things that are taking place in our community.
Well, as I've said, we couldn't do it without Cap Ed.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to be on air and to be able to share the good message and the good things that are taking place in our community.
All right, Todd. God bless you. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. Mountain View.
Mountain View. Excellent. Look forward to being there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And joining us now from the White House, from your house to the White House, our friend John Decker from Fox News. Well, let me know when he's there, and we'll continue on. Thanks, Ray. Phone number's 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Kevin Miller in the morning, did you know that you could win almost up to, well, not almost, you can win up to $5,000. That's right, $5,000. We call it Win Kevin Miller's Cash. That's right, Win Kevin Miller. Well, what do you have to do? I'm glad you asked. Well, you can go to KIDOTalkRadio.com for the details, actually, you can listen to me at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., or 3 p.m., or all of that with Sean Hannity. And when you hear the code words, like this hour's code word was friends. Yeah, friends. You get those code words, you grab them, you type them in, and at KIDOTalkRadio.com, and the more words you get, the more your chances increase to win up to $5,000. Right now on KIDO Talk Radio. Is John there? Okay, thank you, sir. Joining us now from the White House to your house, John Decker from Fox News Radio. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Kevin. Happy Friday to you.
And happy morning to you. At least we're not in the hurricane path, but it looks like it's going to be okay.
It looks like the people along the southeast coast have been spared, mainly from what was potentially going to be a very bad storm. But, still you have to be aware of all the storm surge and all that kind of thing associated with it, and that's why FEMA's in place just in case the conditions post-hurricane get very bad.
Right, and, the president took an unusual path on this. He issued a public statement urging people to be safe. He's been tweeting all morning long. Not political information, but really safety information.
That's right. I think the president very much is aware that this is an opportunity to show that he is on top of the situation. Remember, we're just 60 days from the midterm elections, and this is sort of one of those things that can make or break, the way people view the presidency. Look what happened with George W. Bush in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina. You could certainly argue that was a turning point in his presidency, and I think that that's a lesson learned from both President Obama and now President Trump.
Indeed, when we're talking about lessons learned, now we've got the president and others, well, maybe not the president, but the president responding to criticism, saying that, he's complicit with the hurricane, global warming, the controversy involving Puerto Rico. What's the mood inside the White House on all these comments?
Well, yesterday was not a good day when you had a number of Republicans, including the House Speaker and other senior Republicans in the Senate, taking issue with the president's idea that there were not 3,000 people whose lives were lost as a result of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. That sort of takes a lot of oxygen out of arguments that Republicans have been making gearing up for the midterms. There were some Republicans who had to distance themselves from the president, which is very unusual. Ron DeSantis, who's running for governor in Florida, distanced himself in a statement from the president. So did Governor Scott, who's running for the Senate in Florida, distance himself from the president. And so unusual set of circumstances, but, I think that the president's tweet that he put out yesterday, actually a series of tweets, did not make their jobs any easier.
Well, going into the weekend, I'm sure the president and others will be tested concerning their reaction to what's going on in North Carolina. Still, as you know, John, water can do a lot of damage. May not be the Cat 5 that was predicted or the Cat 4, but there's still going to be a lot of cost in cleanup.
Well, that's right. That's why FEMA has been positioned in place along the North Carolina and South Carolina border where this Hurricane Florence, was set to make landfall. That's the reason why they're there, and they will work hand in glove with the state emergency management agencies to make certain that people that are affected by this hurricane as it relates to the possibility of roads being flooded, difficulty of getting gasoline, are taken care of. And, I think that we're fortunate in the sense that this hurricane ended up being a lot less problematic than I think that forecasters initially thought it was going to be.
John Decker, Fox News Radio on KIDO Talk Radio, reporting live from the White House. John, anything else I may have missed with our interview this morning that the folks need to know about?
No, I think that, we touched upon the important things that the president is focused on and has been focused on over the past 48 hours, really. He's been in touch with the head of FEMA, the head of the Department of Homeland Security. Those two entities in particular are dealing with this particular storm. Not much on the president's schedule today, Kevin, I think, other than following Hurricane Florence and getting updates on Hurricane Florence. Other than that, I don't know if we'll see the president today.
John Decker, we appreciate you. Let us know your next TV appearance if you're going back on Washington Week. I love the last one I DVR'd it. I finally watched it. So always a big fan of yours,
good.
Sir.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Kevin. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You're listening to Kevin Miller from Compass Public Charter School on KIDO Talk Radio. And good to be with you. Ray and Maya, great job as always. We want to thank our friends at CapEd Credit Union. Promoting our school, securing our future. We are rolling Compass Public Charter School. If you're new to the area, we do this twice a year, 20 schools, 20 locations. In fact, when you add it up, we're out just about every week of the year trying to earn your listenership, earn your vote, and talking about the good news in education, the challenges and everything else. So that's this. We will be here for 10 schools this season, probably a little bit more. And if you have a school that you would like us to come to, email me. Please email me, Kevin at KIDOTalkRadio.com. That's Kevin at KIDOTalkRadio.com. Coming up, nonstop calls concerning is social media bias. Tim Allen talks politics and the president's to blame for the hurricane. What will everybody think of next? I'd love to hear your views on these topics and more coming up. But first, let's get you to work safely and on time. KIDO Talk Radio, traffic and weather together.
Jim Duthie.
Let's find out what's happening in your world from our own Doug Petcash on KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Kevin.
And blessed to be a part of your day. Kevin Miller in the morning. We're joined by Mr. Ryan O'Leary, a teacher here, English teacher, teaches 9th and 10th graders at Compass Public Charter School. That means get a little closer there, Mr. O'Leary.
Gotcha.
Good to have you with us. So, of all the careers that you were going to go into, why become an educator? Why was it important to you, sir?
Well, I actually started at Costco, worked there for about 4 years. Amazing job. But
look, you've got very good genetics.
No.
Because you look like a student, nothing personal, but okay.
That's okay. Yeah, 23. Hopefully I don't look too old yet.
Sure.
But teaching was always a passion of mine, connecting with kids and actually being able to make a difference in the community. As fun as every other job is, it's not really, you don't get as much back.
So you said you were at Costco.
Yeah.
Costco's a good company.
Oh, it's a fantastic company, yeah.
Right, and you decided there was something inside of you that you wanted to share and to teach.
Definitely, yeah.
Did people try and talk you out of it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, a lot of people did.
You smile about that.
Well, it was a good job, and I love the people there, and it, like people say, it's an amazing company, but I didn't really feel a passion for working there.
Right. Well, they have a lot of good samples.
They absolutely do.
Right.
Yes, they do.
And they treat their people very well. But what compelled you that you said, look, I could do this, I could do other things, but I'd like to teach, particularly English? Because, most of us, we could probably get some type of, we're either gramophobes or, we couldn't tell Shakespeare from Hemingway. And, malpractice when it comes to using the English language. So why English?
When I was in high school, my actually 11th grade English teacher made a huge difference in my life.
It wasn't that guy, oh, Captain, my Captain.
No. Oh, no, not so much.
Not so much, huh?
No, he... I had a lot of friends in high school that were always, getting into trouble and everything, and he was the one that kind of set everyone straight and realized that, hey, there's more to do in life than just, hanging out with friends at parties and everything. So it was nice having guidance from somebody. And
sure.
So if I could do that for somebody else, it's...
And now you have the same mantle. Do you ever get used to, getting the attention of the kids and imparting knowledge into them?
It's a learning practice.
Right.
I would say that sometimes it does take a lot of planning. Obviously, teaching does. But it's the questions when kids ask you just out of the blue, like, hey, this is going on outside of school, what should I do? Where it kind of takes you back, and coming up with good ideas for them, that's the hardest part.
Well, you know, to be a teacher, obviously you have to have an influence of a great teacher. What makes a great teacher?
Someone that the kids can connect to, learn from, and actually be okay with learning from. So a lot of times teachers that are super smart that cannot connect with kids, while they are brilliant, sometimes teaching isn't exactly the field for them if they can't really get kids to learn from them. I mean, I would say half the battle is the social aspect.
Really? Was that like that when you were growing up? Like,
absolutely.
Hold on, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, so pretty much, the teachers that I didn't feel a personal connection with typically kind of fall off the deep end. I wouldn't really focus in class, and I found that if I can make class entertaining, then kids will learn a lot more.
Do you think more people are going into education?
I would hope so. I actually.
Are you running for office? You hope so?
No. I graduated from College of Idaho, and our numbers for educators went up from 5 people in the graduating class to 20. So the hope is that, yes, more people are going into the field.
Sure. You know, everybody has their thoughts on teachers until their kid needs to go to school. Have you found that to be true?
Yes, 100%.
Right. When we take a look at your average day, what's that like?
Wake up around 6:30.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, funny guy. No, and you're going to go, well, Kevin, you weren't specific. You're right. I wasn't specific. But, sir, in the classroom, my mistake on that.
Not a problem. So, getting here at the school, mostly...
Now you got to look into the microphone.
Oh, gotcha. I always look at my class whenever I'm talking about it. Getting here at the school, I would say the first 20 to 30 minutes is connecting with the kids, asking how their day went yesterday, what they're planning for today, and then the academics kind of come after that. So,
it is a more cooperative education. See, so there's somebody in the audience listening right now. I'm not going to say it's me. Would be say, you're here to learn. Break out the book. Here's a paragraph. Here's an indirect object. Blah, blah, blah. But it's much more than that these days.
Yeah, no, it 100% is. Kids can find any information they want on their phones, so we have to find a way to connect with kids in a personal level and teach them something that they can't just look up in a second.
Now, they don't text you from the back room of the class, do they? They have to speak?
Yeah, they actually have to speak.
Sure.
A lot of group work.
And that's very important these days, that socialization of the spoken word.
Absolutely.
Finally, dealing with parents and kids, lot riding on being a teacher.
There is. Yeah, there's a lot of people expecting a lot of you. So
sure.
Typically, it does involve communication. I would say that as long as teachers can communicate as much as possible with...
Pretty emotional dealing with parents.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes.
Right. Any advice that you would give people, maybe they're moving in, maybe they're looking for a school, maybe they're figuring out how to motivate their kid, what would you say?
I would say to connect with the community. Typically, when people do move into the area, and we have a lot moving in, they're kind of lost and they don't know where to go. A lot of times, if you connect with others, and if you ask a fellow parent, about their school, and if they don't know anything about it, then that's probably not the school you want to send your kid to. But if you ask a parent, hey, like, what does your kid learn from their school, and they're passionate about it, the parent actually opens up and says, oh, I love this teacher, and the programs are amazing. Typically, that's where you want to push your kid in the right direction.
Great points, Mr. O'Leary. We appreciate you. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
That's it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for being an educator.
Thank you.
We go to Tea Party Bob, who joins us now from the Gem State Patriot, gemstatepatriot.com, with Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Tea Party Bob.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Education himself, how are you this morning, Mr. Miller?
Well, Mr. Former Education, yes. I'm an example of what happens when you kind of have a hodgepodge education, but I am fired up to be here, and you, sir.
Well, you seem to have done all right for yourself. I just wanted to take a minute to throw a monkey wrench into the stupid liberal claims that Trump is and his denial of global warming are responsible for the current hurricane. You know, during the past 5 decades, an average of 5.6 major hurricanes struck the United States. And during the preceding 5 decades, an average of 8.4 major hurricanes struck the United States. Now, these hurricanes that really matter, that cause damage, are not increasing. The hard objective data shows exactly the opposite. During the past 4 decades, the time period which global warming alarmists have been claiming that it's human-induced and it's being accelerated rapidly, this is nothing more than a scam. It's nothing more than a way to get carbon credits in and to get more money out of us. The global warming alarmists will be cowering in a corner if it doesn't see a rash of major hurricanes very soon, and are going to wind up this could wind up being the quietest decade on record. To show you how Google rigs the information, if you go to the first page and search for the severity of hurricanes, you're going to find 90% of the information steering you towards global warming, being a reality when indeed there is no real science to back up any of their claims. Just one more thing. You had a couple of builders on who said they build charter schools at half the cost of what we pay for our regular funded schools. Why can't we get them to build our new schools instead of having these constant levies year after year because of cost overruns? Thanks for being back to schools, my friend. It's important we know what's happening in our education system.
Thank you, Tea Party Bob, JumpStatePatriot.com. We appreciate you.
Have a great day.
You too. Phone number is 580-5436, 580-KIDO. Does Google, Facebook, and others have a bias? Let's take a listen.
With the shock of Donald Trump's victory still fresh, Google's founders and top executives held a meeting with employees, openly lamenting the outcome of the 2016 election. Leaked video of the event was released by Breitbart News on Wednesday. Here's Google co-founder Sergey Brin.
Most people here are pretty upset and pretty sad.
Here's CFO Ruth Porat.
And it was this massive, kick in the gut that we were going to lose, and it was really painful.
Mr. Trump's 2020 campaign manager slammed the company on Twitter and called for congressional hearings, writing, Google needs to explain why this isn't a threat to the republic. Google has released a statement arguing employees and executives were expressing personal views, stressing their products are built for everyone. In Washington, Molly Line, Fox News.
All right, your thoughts next on whether or not there is freedom of speech when it comes to social media, and whether or not social media is, in fact, biased. 580-5436, 580-KIDO. You're listening to Kevin Miller on 107.5 FM, 580 AM from Compass Public Charter School on KIDO Talk Radio. Blessed to be a part of your day. Don't forget Glenn Beck coming up, Dave Ramsey, Sean Hannity, and Lars Larson. Kevin Miller in the morning here. Your chance to win up to $5,000. Details for how to win Kevin Miller's money on KIDOTalkRadio.com. Let's go to Terry from State College, formerly of State College, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Kevin. Is social media biased? Well, why did they throw Alex Jones off for telling everybody that social media was biased? But yet they let Antifa on and they talk about hurting people, murdering people, causing property damage. They promote it, but they're not thrown off. You tell me, why do the algorithms all remove anything that is conservative? You tell me. Kevin, we know where the world's gone, but what I wanted to call and tell you was it's just a remarkable job that you're doing. You and I have had the privilege as outsiders of watching the education system here in Idaho grow and blossom. And I just want to give you kudos because I feel that you've in some way have been responsible for promoting that and helping that by going to the schools and making people aware of, what we have here for education. So this is just a kudos just for Kevin Miller, KIDO, for doing something that does certainly help the community. That's all I wanted to say.
A kudo for Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good day, Kevin. Thanks.
Thank you. Joining us now, our friend, the media savvy, Phil Henderson.
Thanks for calling me a friend.
Compass Public Charter School. You've got variety of years of experience in the media, and you teach media and television here.
True.
Boy, you take a look at the kids today. They're so media savvy. They can edit, they can shoot, they can do all these things on their phones.
Yeah, I think the only thing that worries me is because I freelanced doing TV for a long time in this area, and I don't see a lot of younger kids coming up through the ranks, because I think now they think they can take their iPhone out and put it on YouTube and get 3 million subscribers. And
right. They're doing the platforms and how that's changed. And but I have to say that people on TV are getting younger.
Yes, as I get older.
You're not the only one, little buddy.
Thank you, Skipper.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the area and getting all this attention. You've worked ESPN games, CBS Sports when Boise State comes in, but the worldwide media has caught on to the Treasure Valley, and I'm a Treasure Valley guy.
Right.
You know, people talk about Boise, but as we know, so much more than just the great city of Boise. So people are coming in, the UFC, which was a really big deal. Not only we're talking sports, but sports, marketing, sales, it's all intertwined. What was it like working with these guys? The hottest new sport for the last 10 years.
Around here, we were just talking UFC when they were here in the summer. That was probably the most impressive production I've ever been involved with locally. The amount of crew and security. I mean, you couldn't walk out and back into a door without being wanded. I mean, everyone had to have their picture security on them at all times. I mean, it was very impressive, a well-ran production. Davis Cup was very cool when it was here, but if we're talking about popular around here, I would say the thing right now is rodeos. Rodeos are it, and they are...
Now, wait a minute. What do you mean rodeos?
Rodeos are jumping onto the video and TV wagon, no pun intended, but to where they're seeing the value of having coverage, whether it's just streaming it or having it on the big screens in the arena or actually televising it. They're actually they're getting into it faster than the sports that you would think would be using it.
Now, Phil Henderson, let me take issue with you, which I never do with anybody.
No, you agree with me all the time.
You and everybody else. However, at 580-5436, 580-KIDO, we've got some big rodeos. We've got the Snake River Stampede, Caldwell Nights Rodeo. We have a PBR event. We have another event. In fact, the PBR event is broadcast on CBS Sports, but you're saying this is undefined territory where you could see a lot of growth in media with the rodeos.
Yes. Rodeos have been using TV and video for a long time, but I see that being the one that's going to grow and grow. The other thing would be kind of on the same sort of thing as UFC would be like the X Games that were here in Boise. Those fringe sports are becoming more and more popular because you have to put programming on all these channels, so people are seeing things they never have before.
Well, I guess they call that niche sports. I would agree with you calling it fringe, but now did you shoot the X Games? I know a couple years ago when they were rumored to come, you were talking about that. The challenges of these people flying through the air, getting it, cutting it, and people go, well, who really cares? But it does profile our community.
Oh, yeah.
They come in. They spend a lot of money. It's like a free infomercial.
Right.
And people seem to like this area in spite of the fact that we're a landlocked island, really.
It's hard to get here.
Right.
And I hear that from every crew that comes into town. Like if they're coming from Philadelphia, how they had to go through Denver and then through Salt Lake to get here. And when they go home, they could leave on a Sunday morning at 6 and not get home till 6 o'clock at night, and it should be a 3-hour flight. So that's our downfall right now is getting here. But then again, it protects us.
Protects us.
We'll
find out from who in a minute.
Yeah.
That's Phil Henderson saying that, not Kevin Miller.
Yes.
I love everybody today. Monday will be a different story. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Kevin. KIDO Talk Radio traffic. As you're coming out of Canyon County into Ada County, thinking better now on the...
back to Phil Henderson here. Media, so you think that's just going to continue to fuel growth, all these events coming here?
Yeah, and Boise's just getting bigger and bigger in the Treasure Valley, like you said. I mean, we are getting so big, but it's funny because we dropped off a car for a friend at the airport the other night when they were coming in, and at 5 o'clock in the evening, I'm sitting out in front of Arrivals for my wife to pick me up, and I'm the only one at 5 o'clock in the evening sitting there waiting. And so we're getting big, but we're still...
Not at 5 in the morning, I'll tell you that.
No, at 5 in the afternoon.
Phil Henderson, we appreciate you. Thanks for having us here.
Thank you for coming. We love having you here.
Can we come back?
Oh, anytime.
Thank you, sir. Everyone have a great day. Glenn Beck's next. Keep the faith.